365, shake my hand and welcome to another 365 Traders video, the Crypto War Room edition. This is War Room number 1. In these particular war rooms, I'll be walking you guys through crypto assets, every time I drop a video around what I want to trade, okay? Watch until the end of the video because I'm going to give you one crypto token that a lot of people don't know about that is under $5 US, which is for long-term holding. So that would be an investment call, right? But today I want to talk to you guys about 10 specific assets to kick us off, right? We're going to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, the Binance Coin, XRP, Dogecoin, Cardano, Polygon, or some people refer to as Matic, Polkadot, right? But the Polkadot CEO is left, so we need to talk about that project. Then we're going to talk about Shiba Inu, and then we're going to talk about the OKB token. So these are currently the top 10 tokens in the crypto market. The crypto market has fallen, systematically, right, since the beginning of the year, but more drastically in the last 2 weeks over the, well-known FTX saga. I spoke about it on my YouTube channel. If I can just quickly show you a couple of videos and updates that I've done on the FTX saga, there's really not much left to say, right? So if you watch this video here, there's no alternative. I broke down the Ponzi scheme. I broke down the fractional reserve banking system that a lot of crypto exchanges, right, have been operating under. I explained the absolute importance of not your key, not your crypto. And I want to say that again right now. Every single day, a new thing is uncovered, right? I can do FTX videos non-stop. It's incredible how deep this hole is. But all I'll be doing is giving you information. Don't sit there and do nothing. Your exchange could be next. The contagion of this situation is so wildly profound. We're still waiting for regulators to make a decision, right? All these things help us, those of us who are long-term holders, those of us who've been waiting for Bitcoin to drop, for crypto to have a full 85% collapse, right, in the main system, because we know what's going on after this. In the same video here, there's no alternative. I spoke to you guys about the Bitcoin 4-year cycle. And if you see where we are in the cycle, you'll understand why all of this was bound to happen. I didn't know the details that it was going to be FTX or that a big, the second largest exchange was going to fall. I simply knew that in the markets, we needed enough selling pressure to get Bitcoin between 8,000 and 12,000 US dollars. And this is happening. By the time you see this video, I don't know when it will be, but on the 21st of November, I'm filming on Sunday, but on Monday, right, we could have more bad news about Genesis. Genesis might not be able to raise $1 billion US. And if that fails, if they cannot show up those backed up reserves, another black swan event is going to happen in crypto. So again, not your keys, not your crypto. Most people, I can't log onto the FTX website anymore, right? I mean, most of my money was out, right? But I did have one more last final withdrawal that I needed to do, and that's stuck there, okay? So you absolutely need to keep your money in cold wallets. If you don't have access to a cold wallet, don't know which cold wallets to trust, don't know which cold wallets will work with what tokens, etc., etc. 365, we use the ledger, all right? So just check down the link down below. Click on it. You can make an order. This video is not sponsored. I'm just literally connecting you with the people who do all our cold wallets for us, right? And we can ship to wherever you are in general, right? So if you just click down the link, fill in your details, then we'll know if we need to charge you for shipping. But right now, anywhere in Africa, will ship to you for free, right? Get your money, your assets in cold wallet. Crypto bull market is preparing. Bitcoin accumulation is going to start happening towards the end of this year, all the way into 2023. So by the time Bitcoin halving takes off in 2024, you want to have actually started buying and accumulating, right? We're not giving up on crypto. We are giving up on corrupt, crazy, devilish, exchanges, and the behavior of absolute power corrupts absolutely. Crypto was always based on decentralization anyways, right? So in today's video, it's going to be a war room. I'm going to be walking you guys potential trading spots, right, in these top 10 tokens that I mentioned earlier on: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, XRP, Dogecoin, Cardano, Polygon, Polkadot, Shiba Inu, and OKB. And outside of all of these, by the end of this video, I'm going to give you a long-term investment token, right, that a lot of people don't know about, that I've already started, thinking about, I've done my research on, and soon I will be putting money in. So I hope you watch till the end of this video. to know what token that is, right? So, you know, this is our YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, right? I drop videos there quite frequently. After this, today I'm going to do another war room on forex, stocks and indices, a weekly war room. So we do those every Sunday or Monday. Moving forward, the crypto war rooms like the one today will be only happening on Wednesday. So every Wednesday there'll be crypto takedown. Sunday, Monday there'll be forex, indices and stocks takedown. And we're going to have a learning Tuesday. Learning Tuesday will be a very short format video on basic technical analysis, more supply and demand, liquidity reading, smart money concepts, etc. Right? So grow the channel as I grow your account, right? 365, baby. Right. So look, man, this is you know, interesting to me, right? This is, you can see the market cap is up today by 0.7%, but that's not a big deal. The big deal is we're still under $1 trillion, right? We are still under $1 trillion. In my previous video, I spoke about this. Think long term. The Bitcoin, or rather the crypto space, already has over 300 million users. Now, most of them are in small time, little toe here, a little coin there, a little token there. But 300 million is double the number of people in the American stock market. In the American stock market, there's 150 million people in the stock market. We're rolling crypto out in terms of the adoption rate at quite a very quick speed. If you compare the crypto adoption to internet adoption in the 1990s, if you look at those network nodes, it means most people in the world will be in crypto one way or another, especially after all this FTX saga is done and there's regulation. When there's regulation, institutions will come in like heroes and start pouring in funds, and those are the type of pumps that no one can stop. So you actually are still early and you want to be early, right? So just do it the right way. Keep your money in a cold reserve, in a cold wallet, sorry. The government can't touch your money. The exchange can't, you know, touch your money, right? If you're in South Africa, the ANC fools are still blind to crypto, right? We know those guys eat everything. We know if there's a flood, they'll eat the flood relief, they'll eat the COVID relief. We know politicians are greedy. You don't want them turning their eyes on crypto and you're unprepared. Keep it in a cold wallet. No one can touch it. Not your keys, not your crypto, right? So take that seriously, right? There's no point in kind of spilt milk, right? Once your money cannot get out of these, the exchanges, it's done for. If they file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, you're screwed, right? If they tell you they can't withdraw because there's no liquidity, you are screwed. They will always pay big players first and take care of themselves first. It's not the same as saying crypto is a dead project or give up on crypto. It's to say take responsibility over your assets and control them, hold them. All right. We should be using these exchanges to trade, and that's what today's war room is about, right? So look at this, man. The crypto market is down, right? Overall, given all that history, Bitcoin dominance has dropped a bit. I think Bitcoin in terms of about 36%. Yeah, there we go, 36.7%. Ethereum was 14% yesterday, slightly up at 16%. So that's quite interesting. There are over 13,000 cryptocurrencies. Every Wednesday, I'll be looking at a couple of them. I don't think we're going to do 13,000 for the duration of my lifetime. I think we're going to focus on the top 100 tokens. The top 100 will always change. Sometimes even the top 20 to top 10 change, right? So that's what you really want to trade. You want to trade something that a lot of people are focused on and putting money in. And that's what I'll be doing every Wednesday with you. This is to prepare us for the back to the future with crypto trading program that starts next year, January 2024. I asked you guys, do you want me to start a private signals group for cryptocurrency trading? A lot of you guys did say yes. Thank you for the feedback, by the way. But before we just start a private group, I want to do a couple of these, right? Literally war room after war room after war room. And then from January, these type of videos will be private, including the signals of where to buy and where to sell, right? So we're going to start off with, the basic stuff in front of us here. I really don't want to talk about sentiment. I've done a lot of sentiment. There's a video here on sentiment. A beautiful one that I published 3 days ago. There's a video here of how far is the Bitcoin bottom, when will the bear market end. So it's before FTX saga, a month ago, and I nailed it. I told you guys that price wasn't going to go past, this area here. If you come to the charts on the daily time frame, You guys know, if you're a subscriber to this channel, you know my Bitcoin chart very well. I told that this was going to be a fake out. I told you why it was going to be a fake out. I told you why price was never going to get past the supply. I told you not to buy at this demand, even though a lot of people thought it was going to be a retest of a trend line. And I've been telling you where price is going. And so far, we've been spot on. What we never knew, what I didn't know, what I'll never know is the micro details as to why that FTX came out of nowhere and the Binance war and all that kind of stuff, right? My job is to understand supply and demand, teach you where the money is, because that's the only thing that moves markets, not trend lines, not strategies, not people, not influencers, money. So we track the order flows. If we understand what the order flows are telling us, we simply trade in that direction. That's what a lot of people assume when they assume they're trading with the trend, right? There's no such thing as really trading with the trend. If you think about it, you are trading with the flow of money. If the flow of money is down, we're looking for supplies that are controlling that flow. If the flow of money is up, we're looking for demands that control that flow. If the flow of money is ranging and consolidating sideways, then we're looking at PCP areas, potential continuation patterns, which will one day break out to continue the flow of money, right? So all of that stuff is taught in our 365 course for beginners to advanced, right? It looks something like this, right? So you actually, this is just I guess how it looks on my end, but all of you guys who have registered, enrolled, please enroll so you can get access to trading psychology. What's going on, guys? Enroll, right? But anyways, all the videos are up, etc. In addition to what I'm doing with the crypto war rooms, by the way, 365 traders, those of you who have already enrolled, you'll notice they have put in a new chapter, crypto back testing, applying supply and demand trading. So you see here, I'm going to do 10 assets for everyone on YouTube, right? After that, privately, by some time this week, please check under this tab. I am going to be back testing every single asset. Those of you who are going to join my Back to Future Crypto Trading next year, January, I want you to see why, right? You know, you can have a high win rate in cryptocurrencies as well. I'll be back testing asset by asset, applying all these lessons, all these 30-something 2-hour lessons, lectures you'd have learned in the course. I'll be applying them into every single asset. So I'm going to backtest Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, XRP, Dogecoin, Cardano, blah, blah, blah. And that's going to be up here on our private site for students, right? So that you can actually, because when you backtest, you gain confidence. When you gain confidence, you see confluence. When you see confluence, you can tame a little bit of your trading psychology. That all you have to do is to be disciplined, master the rules, and money flows to you, right? So let's get cracking, right? So this is my popular Bitcoin chart that you guys have seen, you guys know very well about. You know, we are spoken on this chart a lot, and I don't want to spend too much time here, right, on this particular chart. One could talk about a pioneer structure forming. You know, it's all there in front of us, right? We kind of like really know where price is going. But what I want to do differently on Bitcoin, since, you know, in honor of, you know, War Room 1 of the crypto market, is I want to walk you through the different charts I've done. So this is my trading chart, right? Why we sold there, why we sold up there, you know, why I've been constantly selling, etc., etc. You'll recall in a previous video, I had another Bitcoin chart, right? This was months ago, where I mapped out this stuff for you using a ghost feature. Ghost feature kind of like basically predicting how structure was going to break down. We spoke about, you know, in total that Bitcoin normally needs to drop 80 to 85%. Historically, that's what's going to happen, and that the next 80 to 85% drop actually matches up with an unfilled order block with a governing demand, which is all we need to wait for, right? And if you look very carefully, let's go to the daily time frame. On this particular chart there, you'll see that, you know, I kept drawing these structures, measuring this, and then predicting that the next structure falls were going to be very similar. And that's what we've had. You know, that's what we've had consistently, weeks after weeks, nothing but pure accuracy. Thank you, supply and demand. The next Bitcoin chart that I did in a different video, which is what I want to come to today, in the most recent video I did, was this one, where I was mapping out the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin. So if you come and watch here, you'll see I talk a lot about this 4-year cycle. Today, I'm going to add something to it, right? So unfortunately, I click this link here and rewatch the video if you haven't watched it, the previous one, okay? Open a new tab, right click if you're watching on a computer, open a new tab so you can watch it after. If you're on a phone, don't forget to come back to that video, because I want to build on the Bitcoin 4-year cycle before we go through, these signals. I don't think it's going to be a long video. I'm talking as fast as I can. I apologize because I still have to do a weekly traders war room after this on foreign currencies, indices. I have not looked at currency markets in about 10 days now. Yeah, so it's just been a lot. Now, these red dotted lines, and I pray you can see them as clear as day. These red dotted lines was me marking the 4-year cycle. Now, the 4-year cycle is quite simple. It seems to me that every 4 years, a Bitcoin has a tendency to find a bottom at the end of the year of the 4th year. That's November, December, January. November, December, January, Bitcoin finds a bottom. And so what I did was I drew these red dotted vertical lines, right? So the first one is on November the 10th, right? And you can see the next vertical line is November the 14th. That's 4 years. And I showed you guys that every time there was a decline within that 4-year cycle, November, December created a bottom, right? A bottom, and that bottom, look at how long it takes. This is another thing that we need to discuss today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right about a year. I think that the bottom was a year, right? And in my previous video, I made a bold statement, and I said the markets, crypto especially, is about to bottom in the next 45 days. That's end of November all the way to end of December. We're going to find a bottom. I believe, given the macro policy issues, right, exchange rates, interest rates, inflation, Powell, war, CPI, NFP, job data, recession, all these things might force Bitcoin to consolidate for a year, right? So there's going to be a range, an up and down range after we find our bottom, right? And remember, my bottom is that range between 8 to 12K. We'll look at it more carefully, right? But this is what you can expect, some type of consolidation. This is an accumulation phase. Everything, not financial advice, everything, I am not your financial advisor. Everything you can save to put in crypto during that time, do it. Not financial advice, right? But if you want to be rich, okay, right? And I'm talking about, very, very classical tokens, crypto, Ethereum, Bitcoin, etc., right? This is a consolidation phase, right? Where big players start to buy a lot, right? And you can see that price, explodes. I don't want to repeat the 4-year cycle part because I've already done it in a previous video. So please subscribe and watch that video. But the white lines, I've added them today. So the red dotted lines show us how Bitcoin, every 4-year cycle, 2018, right? Then price came here for the COVID dump in 2020, then price exploded, right? Every 4-year cycle in November, price moves up. And here we are. This is literally November of 2022, right? This is where we are. We've got our order block set, and we can see that there is little room left before price makes contact there. And my anticipation and reading of supply and demand tells me, right, that first of all, there might be a big shock, right? So they might try and find ways to stop people out like me. So that zone might be slightly bigger. That's fine. I accept that. I have no problem with the zone, encompassing this lower order block, right? But all that would mean is I'm hoping Bitcoin gets to about 8,600 and 8,000, and 12,800. That's my range. Fine, whatever. Okay, we'll figure that out when it's now time to trade those buys. Okay, number one. But this is where our bottoming process is going to start, I believe, right? If it doesn't, we'll come back and figure it out. But I believe this is where our bottom is going to start. Now, you can see there's a space between here and the white line. This is what I want to tell you guys today. The white line represents Bitcoin halving, all right? Bitcoin halving. Bitcoin halving is a systematic programmed thing inherent within Bitcoin when it was created. Bitcoin halving reduces the rewards for miners, right? You guys know how Bitcoin is made, right? It's mined, right, by super process of computers, blah, blah, blah about the world and energy crisis and electricity. It's all there, right? But basically, the blockchain, it needs miners. So Bitcoin is mined. Now, Bitcoin halving, as you guys can see in these white lines, basically, it lowers the supply of new coins, right? So think about oil. Oil goes up every time the oil tycoons decide to restrict oil supply. They go, no, we're cutting oil supply, we're reducing the supply of oil, oil will go up automatically. We just go up, right? Because whenever you reduce supply and demand goes up, right, price goes up. So Bitcoin halving is literally there to turn Bitcoin into not just a store of value, right, but a very high target store of value with limited supply, right? So continuously cutting, or rather lowers the supply of new coins without reducing the demand. So we call this the halving event. Now, Bitcoin prices always dramatically increase after each halving, right? After each halving. So what I've done here is pretty much drawn the Bitcoin 4-year cycle with the red dotted lines, right? Let's make this clear, right? And the white lines show you when Bitcoin halving happened in the past. And I've also put in the line for the future Bitcoin halving that's happening in March or May 2024, right? I don't think there's clarity on which month it will be, but it's within the first financial quarter or second financial quarter, beginning of the second financial quarter, end of first to beginning of second financial quarter of 2024. Now, I want us to quickly look at this, right? This isn't the charts. The beauty about it is not just me talking. You can go see this for the charts for yourself, back test it and plan appropriately, right? You're thinking about 2024 right now in 2022. How much do I have in my cold wallet? How am I going to maximize this, right? I can't tell you financial advice. I can't tell you to go borrow. I can't tell you. I can share with you when I buy, what I buy, and why I'm buying anytime I buy. And that link is down below. It's called the Wealthy in 3 Years program, right? So anytime I'm about to make a big buy, which I'm about to do this November, December, I haven't bought a lot of tokens, right, new projects in a very long time, but I'm about to release another Wealthy in 3 Years financials. For those of you in that program, expect an email from me because it's now time to buy, right? We've been waiting for this. We've been praying for this, right? So you want to accumulate now. Your whole goal next year is to live below your means, get as much as you can in savings. If you're looking for that drastic change, right? One Shiba Inu bought in 2020 went up as high as 162,000 US dollars if you invested $1. If you just invested $1, do you know how much that $1 of Shiba is right now? It's about 28 to 30,000 US dollars in a bear market. All right. So I bought for $1. I did a video on the channel on Shiba Inu and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it might take me time to find it. If I could just pop all my playlists here, the playlist, right? It's absolutely insane. Like a lot of people who actually put in 1,000, and I know it's a meme coin, right? So it's not even something that you want to take seriously. There it is there, all things crypto. There is that video there, right? Because you guys don't subscribe and you don't have your notifications buttons on, you don't actually get to see all my content all the time in time. But this I did, what $1 could have done for you if you invested this. I remember this till today, and I'm still surprisingly shocked that I'm still in crazy profits. Just $1 in a meme coin, right? Brought back almost 20-something thousand plus during a bear market, right? So if I just keep holding that or adding more tokens to it, it's incredible what little capital does in crypto plus time and patience. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you another golden, token like this, but a token that's not a meme coin, that is real utility value, that is incredible developers, right, who are working night and day on the project. But with FTX gone, I think this token that I'll give you at the end of the video is going to do well. But if you want my, monthly list when I invest, right, then just hit the link down below for the Wealthy in 3 Years program. Right, sorry, I digress. Now, look at this. Red dots, November 4-year plan. White line when Bitcoin halving happens. Simple analysis tells me that every time there is a bottoming in November, like this line, markets will work as hard as they can to start to recover, right, as much as they can before the halving happens. And when the halving happens, we go to new all-time highs. You see this there? Halving happens, but already priced, it's kind of like started to recover all the losses in the bear market. Let's do it again. In the next 4-year cycle of Bitcoin between 2012 and 2016, somewhere in here was the bottom in November 2014, consolidation, and then markets tried to recover almost 60 to 80% of the losses. Then the halving happened in 2016, and markets went to make a new all-time high. Are you with me? And then with the MTG GOX saga in 2017 that tanked crypto, like the FTX saga in 2022. Humans are predictable. Because humans are predictable, markets are readable. Humans are predictable. Because humans are predictable, markets are readable. The idea that markets are random speaks to the general psychological spaces in the markets. But money is based on what humans think. And if humans are predictable, markets are readable. If markets are readable, you can become profitable. 365, that's simple, right? So there we go. MGT, saga, this basically was a time where these guys pretty much stole all the crypto, stole like 600 million cryptos or 600 million US dollars of cryptos, screwed a lot of people over. That created panic. People started to withdraw from exchanges, even in 2017. Not your keys, not your crypto, right? This lesson keeps playing out in different ways. Markets crash, that's fine. When we had the big crash, Bitcoin was about 20,000 US dollars back then. That's when everyone was like, yeah, this thing is a big scam. It's a big scam. I told you, right? And those are the idiots who bought at the top, right? The only person who complains about crypto is generally the person who does not know. Of course, you're going to hate cryptocurrencies if you bought Bitcoin at 65,000 and you sold your house and you had no financial advice. You didn't dollar cost average. You just dumped the whole lump sum when Bitcoin was at 50, 60,000 US dollars because you were waiting to see if it's real. Of course, you're going to cry now when Bitcoin's at 16,000 US dollars. You're the dummy, right? Of course, you're going to panic sell right now and have a realized loss in your portfolio because pressure is on you. Of course you are, right? Whatever. Now, price drops. Here's the November bottom, 2008 bottom, 2009. Then markets start to recover to the upside. Look at this. An almost full recovery of the 2017 loss, right? Almost full recovery. Why did price stop there? Well, why don't you look left? Every time you see price stop, look left and ask yourself why. There's a supply most of the time. If you don't know how to quantify supplies, there's a separate link down below to join the 365 Trading Academy course. Learn to read supply and demand. Because when you do that, you will realize humans are predictable, therefore markets are readable. If markets are readable, you can become profitable. Very simple, right? So price then comes down in 2019. What brings price down? Coronavirus, straight into a demand. Humans are predictable. They leave buy and sell orders at specific levels. Markets are readable. Those of you who followed me in 2020, I begged you. I gave you illegal financial advice. I told you to sell your kids, your cats, your liver, your kidney, and buy Ethereum, especially because most of you might not have been able to afford one token, which is about 3,000 and something US dollars. But Ethereum was $400, $200. Buy XRP, buy Ethereum back then in 2020 during COVID. When everybody thought zombies were next and Bill Gates was going to kill us all, literally all you had to do was focus on 365. Markets pumped up literally in 2020. Now check this out, into this zone where price had recovered most of the crisis losses, into Bitcoin halving, and boom, we created a new all-time high. Markets, humans are predictable. Therefore, markets are readable. When markets are readable and we have an all-time high, the very first lecture in the 365 course, the very first lecture after I introduce myself, lecture 1 here, I teach you guys about major turning points in price. We like to call that supply and demand number 1. The very first lecture on the course, supply and demand number 1. Whenever you have a major turning point, it is always after an all-time high. A major turning point will reset the cycle, right? Some in forex, stocks, indices, banks thinking 3 months, take profits in 1 year, in a 10-year cycle. Major turning points love to reset the markets. With a major turning point here, sometime in 2021, right? Remember, power was printing a whole lot of money after COVID, right? So this is why we're at a massive bull run. This is a fib level, right? And then markets find a supply, create a new major turning point, breaking this area. We have a Bitcoin all-time high of 60 something thousand US dollars, blah, blah, blah. Markets have fallen. Now, human beings are predictable. Price is falling. We say this all year. If you didn't listen, it's your fault. Now, watch this carefully, right? We have to get here soon. my anticipation, my assumption. We need more things to break, more exchanges to break. Genesis, I should have had notes in front of me here on FUD, on the different bad things there. But there are a lot of bad things in the markets that could help us get down there quickly. We've got the exchange, the regulators side of things, right? We don't know what the regulators are going to ask exchanges to do now that the FTX saga is unraveling like this, right? In any case, not your crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. But if price was to come here, we have a couple of things we need to be very mindful of. Now that we've been waiting for this to happen, don't be emotionally intelligent. I did a video at the beginning of the year on the type of emotional damage that Bitcoin was going to do. And it did, right? Look at your portfolio right now, right? You need to be very emotionally intelligent. Number one, as Bitcoin was falling, supply zones were being created, right? No one ever wants to pay attention to that because when Bitcoin gets here, there's going to be so much good news in the market. So many things are going to change. I don't know what the articles are, but I promise you they'll be there. Everyone is going to be talking about the moon. Everyone's going to be talking about the bottom when they finally realize it. I'm telling you this ahead of time. And you are going to be in these weird traps where you are battling with supply. But because we know that human beings are predictable and they will act in a predictable pattern, put money in the markets in a specific way, allowing markets to become readable, we can anticipate a bottom, we can anticipate a long range. I mean, if you ask TradeView, this is November 2022. And if you ask TradeView where the Bitcoin halving is going to happen, it says somewhere here, this is March of 2024. So I'm telling you that there's going to be a year of something like looks like this, of a consolidation window. And we know that when markets are moving towards a Bitcoin halving, they try to recover some of the losses. They try to recover some of the losses that were endured in that bear market, so that when Bitcoin halving begins, markets become very readable and we enter into a new all-time high, most likely the 100,000 US dollar mark that a lot of people have been asking for. That's a macro read. Mark my words. Remember this video. Macro read, mark my words, remember this video. Right, so let's get cooking. You understand the big picture. I'm going to fly through these 10 assets. I don't think there's a lot to do. And then maybe in the second war room, I'll do a tutorial on how to trade on exchanges. Most of the stuff you guys can trade on your brokers right now, arbitrate, blah, blah, blah. But there's a reason why it's always better to trade crypto on crypto exchanges. Trading crypto on crypto exchanges is not the same as holding your long-term crypto wallets on crypto exchanges. We hold our gains in wallets, cold wallets. We trade on the exchanges, we make profits, we buy, we move to the wallet. Okay, simple. Right, so this is the governing time frame of Bitcoin. I'm back to my trading chart, right? And you can see here, we finally have a bearish engulfing pattern, blah, blah, blah. No news here, no surprise, no shock. PCP following a beautiful drop, classic supply and demand. If you come here to our course and you go to module 2, where I teach you my trader's edge. Remember here, trader's edge, specific supplies and demands. There's a peak supply, peak demand. Like some people think supply and demand is one thing. They're like 8 different types of supplies or demands, right? I teach you guys the simple ones, it drop value, something, right? Remember, in some of these lectures that I give you guys, there's a little bit of homework. So please do the homework so I can review it for you, all right? And in the other lectures, there's always a PDF at the end of each week, right? The end of each week, after the lecture is done, this is a 2-hour video on value-based demand. So remember, this is when I was teaching you guys my trader's edge, right? Remember this, the types of supplies and demands. I'm bringing this up because you can actually see it being put, into work, right? And I'm just trying to see where on earth the PDF is, right? I know it's somewhere here, but I'm in a big rush. But one of these lectures will always have a PDF at the end of the week, right? Or after like a key set of sections. And in there, I do talk about, value drop demand. Where is it? I don't know. It is. Okay, it's in one of them. I apologize. I know I look silly right now, but it's definitely there in one of them, right? So we'll find it for you. Or those of you who have access, you'll know where to find it. It's just that I didn't plan on reviewing the stuff with you right now. I'm just quickly scrolling. Okay, I give up. It's somewhere in here, somewhere there. Either with the homework submissions, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, go through it. But this is literally what we have here. We have a drop, base, drop, drop, base, drop. That's a classic old school supply and demand. Drop, base, drop, drop, base, drop, right? And we know where we're dropping to, right? So if you're a spot trader on your exchange or on your broker's platform, right? For me right now, I'm just holding. There's not much to do on this particular sell. And the reason for that is two things. Number one, a lot needs to happen for crypto to come back here. If I was to ever sell again, I'd need to sell here. But to do that, then I'm most probably going to be kicked out here. My stop loss, trail stop loss is going to get kicked out here, right? And then price has to rally all the way up there, retest a fresh supply to drop. I only want to sell, not buy. Right? I'm the only one to sell, not buy. Okay, there's a possibility that markets could fall again, from here, right? And so with that, it's like that Ethereum, asymmetric triangle that I took a trade on last time. You kind of like want to measure the base, and then you want to see the distance and see if that's going to work for you. That would be your profit target, right? If the price was to do a breakout of this, then make sure that your take profit is just, above the end of that. Why? Because when price falls out of these triangles, it always takes the distance of the base. Leroy, you're making that up. You're lying. How do you know this? Blah, 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 right? Let's prove it real quick. Right, here's a simple drop. In fact, I think I've done it before in a different broker platform just to save time. Have I done it before here? No, I don't know where I did it before. I've done it before somewhere, Fine, we'll do it together. We'll do it together right now. It's just to save time though. You need to be able to calculate these things. Right, fine. Let's go back to our first chart. Okay, so you fix my tools, right? So you can tell here, right at the top of this area here, there was a nice drop, and that was the base, right, all the way there. And this particular base was literally the base of this triangle going down, right? You can see there's a descending triangle here, symmetric pattern, whatever. And if I take that, and I hold it pretty much to where price is gonna break out here, you can see price makes perfect contact with, the 10,000 area. If you look at the 10,000 area on the daily time frame of Bitcoin, I'm pretty sure you're gonna find a fresh or a very good daily demand, in there, right? That's just wait for. There's that 10,000 area right there, right? It's just, that's pretty much how price moves. You learn structure, you learn price. Remember, human beings are predictable. Because human beings are predictable, markets are predictable, right? And I can show the same thing to you. It's been a while since it happened there on Ethereum, but that's a trade we took a long time ago on this channel during the war rooms. Just give me a second to find it. There it is, right there, right? Can you see here? This white line there, triangle. So if you just take that and you measure the top part and the bottom part of that triangle, you just want to see how far will price fall. Maybe that's not the right tool to use. Let's just use a normal trend line. There we go. So I want to see how far, like you're marking a profit target. Remember, I like 1:3, and I generally find that this works very well for me. And then you mark how far it was going to fall from the breakout area. You can see that price came literally just in, and like I said, just make sure your take profit is slightly just above that area. And price literally dropped in, took me out, take profit, and then started to climb up during confused sentiments at the time. Right. So we'll come back to the Ethereum chart, but that's basically another way to kind of like gauge how far you should be holding your swings. Swings build accounts. Day trading creates excitement. You want excitement, day trade and make money, of course. As a day trader, good for you. But if you really want to build an account, you want to be a swing trader, right? And there's no shame in anything, in both, right? Remember, on the YouTube channel, we've got a playlist for those of you who want to learn day trading tricks. So just go to that playlist and find it. It's just that time's of the essence. But if you come to our YouTube channel and you click on the playlist tab, you're going to see my day trader series, about 9 clean videos on scenario analysis, which makes your life very easy, right there. Day trader series, right? 9 videos, concrete, step by step on day trading, right? So on Bitcoin, guys, unfortunately, I don't care. I mean, there's nothing. Like if you're not in right now, I don't want to be the one to give you, very faulty signals where you run the risk of being stopped out, right? It's just, we just need another drop, essentially holding a higher sells here. If I go to the H4 time frame, and let's say I really wanted to fight things, right? Then that's what you're looking for. You're looking for these H4 areas of value to give you some type of entry. First, I'm gonna go Akinihashi just to see. This is spike. This is like all emotional, right? This is like an emotional market. The market's got this low, then FTX started to happen. This is just like, what the hell? How much more do we have to drop? I'm going to mark these zones white as areas of interest for me, not areas of trading right now, unless if I see something I really like. I haven't really seen something I really like. I've been very busy for the last week with our corporate clients, telling them the same thing. Buying everyone, cold wallets, buying groups cold wallets, moving everything to cold wallets, moving our annualized trading profits, buying crypto and moving it into cold wallets. It's a beautiful time to get super rich the next 2 years, right? So you can see there, very clean, basics, supply and demand basics, baby, supply and demand basics. So that H4 area has already been tapped, right? During the circus hunt of FTX. Remember, FTX saga starts on the 6th of November, and it's just been non-stop for the last, 14 days, right? So this is the 10th, a tap in, markets break. You can see here, demand's not been respected. That's perfectly fine. And now we just want to see if these lows are going to get tapped, right? Bitcoin, by the way, was the only asset, not only asset, but Bitcoin versus Ethereum created a new low when the FTX thing came out, right? You think all assets, Ethereum did not create a new low. So that's quite interesting, right? Okay, there we go. Here we've got, another, lower demand, right? Tap, and then price is kind of like consolidating to the downside. I don't trade stuff like this, guys. Generally speaking, it just smells like desperation. And a lot of traders have a problem with that. A lot of traders have a problem with just waiting, waiting. Right? This smells like desperation. This area is very clouded, man, very cluttered. If you're patient, you can see it, you can take it. If you're patient, you can see it happen, you can take it. But just be very careful, because anything can go here. Look at these emotional spikes. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Genesis could be like, yeah, we found the 1 billion, because technically speaking, the parent company, I think they have a big trust. They generate about 700 million US dollars, 700 million US dollars a year on fees alone, right? So you could get a smart investor to borrow them the billion against their balance sheet, right? I mean, I would do that if I had that type of money, right? It's also good business. 700 million US dollars per annum just in fees. I'd borrow you $1 billion and you pay me back with a whole lot of interest. It's a good business. So, Genesis might not crash, right? It might, but it also might not. And if it doesn't, that could create, a massive happy pullback in the markets, right? So you really want, areas to match some daily areas of value, and we have none right now. That's my humble opinion on Bitcoin. I mean, those of you who are day trading, you can go into the 1 hour, follow my day trader scenario analysis stuff, and work your magic there, right? I have no interest. I genuinely have no interest. I'm just going to hold my swing until it pops, right? So if markets were to go slightly below this level here, 15,600, then we are gold. Why? Because then that's an incredible bearish sign, right? So if you get a nice bearish sign there, hopefully by then markets might have created, a fresh supply going down on the daily time frame, right? But you can expect this to end in one way, go down or come back and retest and go down again. But going down is what we're doing, right? The next asset for the day, unfortunately, nothing clear to trade on Bitcoin, but I hope the information that I've given so far has been useful, is Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is just a beast on her own, right? This is like the last time I was in here, I didn't get tagged up here, right? I was a little bit annoyed. This was never filled for me, never. Oh, well, not just for me, clearly for everyone else. I really thought price, because remember, you have to remember, price actually broke this supply, and price did what it wants to do. It broke a supply and then just sold from that level, right? So this was basically a stop loss hunt, if you think about it, right? So everyone was waiting here. Well done, right? You were kind of right. It's going to sell, but we're going to take your money instead. So they kind of like liquidated everyone and then dropped, right? So I just never trusted the zone. or it broke. I don't even remember. Maybe I even took a trade and I lost money there. I genuinely don't remember. But this I didn't like because there was already a perfect supply higher, so I know I had a bigger lot size waiting up there, and its price just never got there, right? As soon as that FTX saga broke on Sunday the 6th, which is somewhere here, markets then went crazy, right? So what I do have by this broken zone is a memory, right? A sentimental bearish memory where markets have been very aggressive here, breaking a supply but dropping. Then FTX saga created that area down there, and markets landed on a demand that we spoke about, right? And you can see the similar pattern that we just saw in Bitcoin, shaping up here. Once again, I don't want to be a buyer in this market, but I want to tell you something, right? Long-term Ethereum is a better game. This is how you want to think about your Bitcoin investments, your crypto investments. If you're going to be so stubborn and a genius and not want to join the Wealthy in 3 Years program, which I think is $10 a month or something stupid like that, but you have to pay annually. It's like 120 for 12 financial notes, and they come when I invest. But whatever, this is what you need to think about if you're going to do this stuff by yourself. A Bitcoin today is about what, 15,000? I don't know, 16,000, something like that. 16,700 US dollars. 16,700 US dollars. Now, a lot of people watching my channel, as far as I know, might not have this type of cash on them, but if you do, good on you, well done. Now let's say you're 20K, right? Or all you can do with 20K is pretty much buy one Bitcoin, all right? But you can literally buy approximately about 10, 13, 14, 15 Ethereums, right? Because Ethereum is about $1,000 US dollars, and what you really want to do is to break down the 20,000 into a well-balanced portfolio. But a good portfolio in general, your starting portfolio in general should always have about 30% Bitcoin because of the storing value. Back in the day, you'd hear me tell you 20% Ethereum because it's the second biggest token, blah, blah, blah. But to be honest with you, Ethereum is doing very, very well right now. And I would flip any portfolio of mine to 40% Ethereum, 30% Bitcoin, and then another 30% to altcoins, specific altcoins, right? That's not financial advice, but that's something how I think we should be playing this game at, right? And that should be just for portfolio one. If you've got extra cash, and if you're a trader and you follow my war rooms and you're taking all the trades I'm taking that I tell you to take, that I tell you I'm taking on the YouTube channel before those trades happen, you should actually be quite systematically profitable, right? Unless if your emotions and your psychology is getting in the way, enroll. The trading cycle, we are waiting for you. Just enroll. If your brain enroll so we can fix that, right? But we do very good signals here. But you should try to keep generating 1 or 2 or 3 portfolios over time. You really want that during a bull market. In a bull market, everything goes. Everyone is a bloody genius. Every altcoin project is picked up by the heavens. And so you want a high risk portfolio with altcoins, and you want your classic long-term holding portfolio, one that if, let's say, for example, you have kids, you can just give them the wallet, put it in a wheel, right? Literally all my ledgers are registered under my LLC, right? You can't touch my stuff. It's impossible. And that's how you need to become. You need to protect your assets, kids or no kids, leave it for your cats, whatever, But I digress, right? So Ethereum to me is going to be a long-term big runner. Bitcoin will never die, but I'm just saying Ethereum is still to give us better gains, right? You must think about it, right? I think what 300% away from the all-time high for Ethereum right now, 300% away from the all-time high. This is what the governing chart looks like. I'm guessing, but I'm pretty sure we are 300% away from the all-time high, or 500%. Okay, so now I'm just jumping between numbers. 302%. Woo! I'm good at this, right? Right, so about 302% from the all-time high. Now, look at the difference. Look how close Bitcoin is to its drop, right? So that means something shocking needs to happen here, right? Because we really want Ethereum down. When Bitcoin comes to that 8,000, 12,000 US dollar mark, our prayer, because it did not create a new low. When FTX broke out, Ethereum landed on a daily demand and respected it. Like it was like, yo, you're a daily demand. I see you. I respect you. Ethereum did not crack the daily demand. Bitcoin did. Now, if we have our way, Ethereum cracks real hard and we start to land at 600 US dollars per Ethereum token. 500 would be the miracle. That would be the Christmas special. liver, kidney, children, dog, sell, buy, not financial advice. And don't be offended, it's a joke. Don't sell your kids for Ethereum. Or maybe, I don't know. It's a joke. It's a joke. Please don't write to the comments. It's just a joke. But I'm simply saying, geez, right, getting back to all-time highs after the halving event, right, which is pretty much Ethereum at about 5,000 US dollars is a no-brainer. That's a 10x at 500 bucks. Easy 10x of your money, right? So really just calculate these things, or join the Wealthy in 3 Years program, or just take the whole deal and just learn supply and demand for yourselves, or whatever, right? So this is Ethereum right now, right? So because we're bouncing off a daily and Ethereum is respecting its daily levels, I find it quite interesting, right? So we've got these lows down here. Once again, this is a nice fresh touch. So if I was to get this, that's where I would try and risk some money, right? If I was to get that, that is where I'll try to risk some. But again, there's nothing clear here on the daily. We've got a fresh touch here on the demand. So unfortunately for trading, my profit target would have to be here. Out of 3 entries in general, right? Entry 1 with the Fibonacci, I'll take profit at 50%. That 50% ensures when I take profit, my capital grows and it covers the cost of operations. You run a business, you ran a business before, you ever sold lemon at a lemonade stand, you need to know how much lemon, sugar, water costs you, and that every single time you sell a glass, you've got enough markup or margin to cover your operation costs. Take profit number 1 in trading is meant to cover operational cost of your trading. Yeah, it's for free. Come to this, right? If you don't want to at least learn the stuff there, right? But if you really want to learn the advanced stuff, risk management, all that stuff is here. But take profit 1 is to cover the cost of operation. Take profit 2 should give you a risk to reward ratio of 1:3. 1:3 means no matter what happens, if I'm right today, I have 3 other chances to make a trade because I'm growing my portfolio that way. Take profit 3, you break even on that entry and you wait to see what happens. Leroy, how long do I have to wait for until you're a billionaire? Wait until you're a billionaire, or if price breaks you out on break even, right? Because you'd be surprised that the third area might actually break the zone. And once it breaks the zone, you can then start to lock profits on third entries. You need to be systematic, a little bit organized, have a trading journal to pull this off. Right, I have all of that in my resource center for you, but you really have to think about it. Do you want to just trade for fun because everyone is doing it, or do you want to actually grow your portfolio around this, right? So I don't see myself buying anything down here. I do understand why people would try that. I have no interest. I don't see why I should buy anything in this market right now. I would love to sell there, though. I'd definitely love to sell there. Ethereum, done. BNB. Now, guys, no matter how we feel about FTX, and we should all feel terrible. And like I said, in a perfect world, that man should go to jail. Like, he did so many ugly things, so many. He stole from users because users trusted the exchange, not even me. Even me, by the way, right? Remember, my third withdrawal is stuck. It's not like, oh, I know all this stuff and I'm a genius. No, I'm losing money too in FTX. But the majority of my crypto, I used to have a routine. Every 3 months, I accumulate, move to cold wallet. 3 months, move to cold wallet, right? So FTX, I've been trading, right? I'm on month 2 now of that particular account. I was creating a profile, right? I was gonna do a video series how I grew $1,000 to 62,000 US dollars. Join the Back to the Future Trading Crypto Program with Leroy, blah, 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 right? So I was trading on that platform and then buying tokens, back to back. And I did 2 withdrawals, and the third one was blocked, right? Simply because of the whole thing, right? So no matter how we feel about FTX, Binance has won. It's like watching Game of Thrones, basically. He's literally won. He is now removed a big competitor. His competitor was immoral, corrupt, but Binance is still an exchange, right? One day, who knows? I don't know. Do you? I don't know, but I'm not betting my future on it, right? So the Binance exchange is where we'll be doing a lot of our trading. But again, control your keys. Keep your crypto in your own cold wallets, link down below. Right, so here's the Binance chart, man. I haven't looked at this in a long time. I haven't traded BNB in a very long time. I just hold it and buy it. BNB is wildly interesting. I mean, look at this thing. It's like crypto bear market where? Like, where is the bear market, guys? This is incredible. This is literally, I mean, you see how close Ethereum was. I mean, Ethereum is at least it's not as close as Bitcoin, I'm talking about governor. Remember, we're 365. We love our governing charts because our governing charts always map out long term how price is generally going to move and are generally always hella accurate. So we respect our governing charts. Look at this. The distance between where price is right now today, just by, I mean, this is a weekly demand at about 631 US dollars. But you know, the golden money, the golden goods at 500 US dollars per Ethereum token, right? This is, I'm like, yeah, we could get bad news. This is a PCP. That's a bearish engulfing pattern. If we get one nice big red candle like this, look at how big this red candle is here, right? If we just do that, right? One, if we get one nice big red candle, right, for the whole month of December, look at that, right? Boom. By January next year, we could be here. I can see it with Ethereum. With Bitcoin, I'm like, even tomorrow we can get down there. But check the Binance token, man. I was like, what is going on here when I looked at this on Friday? Was it Friday? Yeah, I think it was Friday, right? Look at this. Like it's like, what are you guys talking about, right? What are you guys talking about? Where is this crypto bull? You know, because the expectation here is, well, everybody needs to come to their unfilled orders. And I don't see a world where this token is going to drop to 35 US dollars, right? This is Binance now, like literally Binance at the all-time high, you know, when Bitcoin was doing 67, was at 600 US dollars. Bitcoin has lost about 80% of its value. Binance has dropped 60-ish%. So if Binance was to drop 80%, it's nowhere close. It's really nowhere close. It's really nowhere close. Let's make it 85%. It's really nowhere close to its order block. And so what you want to do is you want to plug a bullish Fibonacci, and a bullish Fibonacci will say, well, what if the buyers are simply taking a retracement, right? A retracement buy. Right now, let's move this. Sorry, this is the swing low that we're looking for right there, right? So it's interesting. Like I find this token hella interesting, right? So we've tapped some type of a supply here, and we're negotiating. If price breaks here, then damn, there has to be a serious amount of bad news in crypto markets, and we know how far the fall is going to be. If price breaks down that white line, that's interesting to me. If I go to the weekly time frame to see if there's anything there, nothing, right? The very first thing that we can even consider a safe place for buyers to be at is at about 47 US dollars. And I've learned in crypto to never say never, right? I'm not saying the price can't get there. I'm just saying, wow, if the bear market really did such minimal damage to this token, right? I mean, it's simply waiting for the bull market to start. It's like, yeah, we'll just consolidate, trade sideways, move up, move down. Yeah, we'll create lower lows. We are going down, but we're going down as slowly as possible, right? This is not a trading zone. I'm just showing you the first place where price is going to bounce. Okay, and this, to me, is interesting, right? So on the daily time frame on Binance, I think on Friday on my trading flow, we opted not to trade Binance for a while, simply because I failed to get a reading that I was comfortable with. We were actually meant to close the trading floor, by the way, on the 15th of November. Then this whole thing happened when I got back from my anniversary, and I was like, nah, let's keep it open until the 30th, right? So you'll have more of me on YouTube after 30 November, because I will be closing for a year until the 7th of Jan or 8th of Jan as a trading floor. The academy will be open because I am the academy anyways, but trading floor will be done. We should have secured all corporate clients reserves by then. We just want to make sure there is no, that email that you send out as a fund manager, I'm sorry, they took your money, so we don't have it. But yeah, we know, never, not with 365. And you shouldn't go through the same thing. Not your keys, not your crypto, right? So this is all there was. But I wasn't in the market here. I literally, I wish I had. This is a clean sell. But I was not in the market. I was not looking at this thing. And right now, there's nothing, right? You've got the same structure that Bitcoin and Ethereum are exhibiting. You've got a weird demand down here that is drawn up, right? You can clearly tell that it's broken, right? And if we go at Kinhashi, I'm pretty sure the value-based demand is what we're going to have to base most of our analysis on. Value-based demand is a different type of demand than your order block demands. And yeah, it's all here. Putting together value-based and peak supply. See lecture 24 in module 2. What's going on? Yes, yeah, it's fine. Lecture 24 in module 2, I speak about value-based demands. It's all there. And if I say put it all together, it means it probably came with a PDF. We'll go back to it later when it's done loading, right? So this is actually interesting, right? Because you can see here there's a liquidity flow, all right, several equal highs just under demand. So some people are using support and resistance. You can see it there. We can see that price really did try and climb, and it was climbing. It left buy orders. So all this stuff is interesting, right? But this is what I'm saying. Just go back here and review what it is that I'm talking about. You know. Oh, there are the PDFs. Remember, I was looking for the PDFs. There it is. Values, value-based trading module 3. Module 2, sorry, right? So the PDFs are there in specific key lessons. I was starting to go. Did I not add them? I did add them. Right. So, anyways, you know, so here, nothing. For me, nothing. It's so sad that, you know, you start a new crypto signals thing, and there's really not much to trade right now. There's a lot to trade, but not for me, not for my type of rules. I would very much rather be disciplined, right? For those of you guys who are going to scroll down to H4, be very careful, right? You want to make sure you mark out every single supply and demand. You need to understand where the trend is going. You remember that, you know, Ethereum, Bitcoin also at similar zones on the H4 time frame, right? And now we're just waiting to see. This might be something to wait for, something I'm definitely not interested in. I'm not going to force price, right? Next one is XRP. XRP has been doing, or did quite well. You know, it literally boosted most people's portfolios up. You see, this is what I'm saying. XRP has been doing slightly well despite the FUD, right? Despite the bad news. Now, look at this. This is interesting, right? Remember, every Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB have this weird triangle here. Look at XRP, already broken out of it, right? That's why I'm saying I rather wait for those higher highs. And remember, XRP has been very, very generous. XRP has literally been outperforming the markets in general, in this particular saga. Outperforming. I mean, the other day I looked at my portfolio, and while everything was down, XRP was up 14%, right? And you can see here, slightly breaking out of that, you know, downward triangle and trying to hit up, right? Will this last? I don't know. Right, so let's look at XRP from a governing perspective first. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. We'll see what's going on with the markets later on. We'll see what's going on with the markets. And in the next war room we're going to do, I'm going to take a big break and then I'll come back, right? XRP, look at this, just down 0.33, you know, Bitcoin down a full percentage point, you know, Bitcoin Cash anyways, BTC slightly up 0.04, and this is just relative to a day's performance. But in the last week or so, 2 weeks back to back, XRP has been doing very, very, very well. Right. So this is XRP right now on the governing time frame, right? You can see, you know, it's really banging against this area, right? It's many times, you know, 1, 2, 3 times tried to break out, you know, completely failed. And that's what I think a lot of people are waiting for. I own a lot of XRP tokens, full disclosure, not financial advice. Your social media influencers, I'm a small guy. I just have 500 subscribers, right? Literally, no, I'm a nobody. But your big influencers, I saw they were pushing people to sell this token and it's dead and it's never gonna pump and get something else and yeah, all right, we'll see at the end, right? But be very careful. XRP has a massive adoption rate institutionally. That case really has helped, you know, kind of like, you know, certify XRP as legit. Again, not financial advice. This could all go down to zero. I mean, it's literally 39 cents. I used to tell people every time in South Africa, if you buy airtime, 30 Rand Vodacom, 50 Rand MTN, airtime to phone your friends, buy XRP for the equal amount. You'll be surprised how much XRP tokens you have right now. And if XRP moves back to $2 and above $3, you'll be surprised how incredible, you know, that amount could turn out to be, right? But overall, XRP is just, you know, playing in line, really trying to break out of this. There's really nothing here, right? Nothing to catch it. If something was to go wrong, you know, things would really go wrong, right? You can see also this was part of my notes from the Wealthy in 3 Years. Those in the Wealthy in 3 Years program, you receive this when at the right time, right? So I said first we return to $2, pull back for a bit, then we're going to $3.50. I don't remember when I sent this out, but you can tell we are nowhere close to that right now, given the bear market. But first, yeah, $2 definitely, then $3.50, right? And then if this goes, XRP is definitely going to $5, $10, $100. And again, the token today is 0.38. So this is someone who's looking for investing advice, right? 38 cents. You could spare a couple of bucks, a couple of 200, 300 US dollars into this thing and wait if you think the project is good for you. And just wait and see what happens. See what happens. A $1 in Shiba Inu and meme coin made a lot of people millionaires. Easy money. Easy money. The money you're using to drink alcohol, smoke cigarettes, no shame on you if you're doing that. I'm just saying, sometimes, you have to prioritize. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I'm a boring type of guy. I don't party. I love this game though. This is my thing. Right. Anyways, let's talk about trading here. So we've got a bearish engulfing pattern against a descending trend line, right? Almost like, hey, this is how far you shall not pass, right? Remember, Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, you shall not pass, right? So this is what's happening here, right? Double confluence, trend line has worked consistently, systematically. We've got 3 touches. Therefore, according to the textbooks, very strong trend line. I don't care. I just look at supply and demand. This is a weekly supply, holding price in that particular area, daily already breaking out, and now we want to draw some daily demand zones. Supply number 1 on the daily. See how perfect she was. You see how perfect she was. Boom, boom, boom. Very accurate, right? So if we're in here, and I was just trading Bitcoin, but this is that FTX news. FTX drops here. Like Binance makes the first tweet here on the 6th, but markets already dropped the day before. Why? Supply and demand. Supply and demand, right? So we've got a clean imbalance here. So yeah, I wouldn't mind trying my luck here. I would not mind that. Check the sentiment when price arrives here, but I definitely wouldn't mind selling here. Check the sentiment, right? We've got also, the case of a simple bearish retracement zone. So be very careful. You can see here we've got a golden retracement. And when you have a golden retracement or such a steep fall, right, and the sentiment, we know the sentiment in crypto right now is terrible, right? Markets sometimes don't make it all the way to these order blocks. So let's remove the fib. Let's check H4 to see if there's a supply there. Because if there is, trust me, the sound didn't go off. That was just me acknowledging how dope supply and demand is, right? So because if there is, right, markets might not make it up there. So you have to risk, you have to accept the risk. You have to risk a little bit of money here and say, look, man, what if markets don't make it? This is below the trend line. Perfect. There's a supply here. Perfect. There's a Fibonacci confirmation here. Perfect. And right here, if you want H for supply, I would, understanding risks and probability and how to appropriately take losses and make wins to cover my losses, I would say there's an H4 supply here that might be good enough to use, right? Literally somewhere there, nested. And if that H4 supply gives me a stop loss hit, that's fine. I'm just going to try again up here. So that's what I would do when it comes to, the XRP token. That's what I would do, right? Literally, for anyone else who wants to, navigate around risk in there. And then there's this area here. Remember, white is just points of interest. Yellow is, actual sell points, right? So that's XRP. Gotta move, guys, gotta move. We spent so much time talking about crypto. It's time to go. If I cancel family breakfast, no one in this house will talk to me. So let me go, spend time with my family. And I'll be back in the afternoon to talk about currencies and indices. But I don't know when you guys are going to see this video, right? You might see it on Monday. Right, so there we go. This is Dogecoin. Dogecoin pumped like crazy. Why? So Elon Musk bought Twitter. All right, so, this is like a high risk situation, but, might want to buy there. Why? Because when it happened, when Elon Musk bought Twitter, there were a lot of buy orders, right? Buy orders and that. And then there's a lot of stuff on Twitter. You've seen the news, right? It's firing people. People are leaving. People are quitting. His leadership style has always been, problematic to a lot of people, etc., etc., etc. So we shall see. When did why you have to be still all the time? When did Elon Musk buy Twitter? Right. So and I did a good video many months ago, and I told you guys to sell Twitter, not buy. The first time we tried to buy it, right? It's not that I knew it wasn't going to work. It's just that supply and demand told me that that was not a buying area, right? So the first time was sometime in April. There's a video there where I say why I sold and everyone bought, and that was a beautiful, profitable sell. But this is not what I'm looking for. Come on, Google. Come on, Google. 28 October, yeah, 28 October, right? So let's go to the platform, right? So if you come to Dogecoin, 28 October, 26 October, 24, 25, 26, 27, boom, somewhere here. So when that news of the deal is about to be finalized, look at this. Dogecoin doesn't care, does not care about your, it's not even a good supply, right? The imbalance is shot anyways, never mind. There's not a three, there's not, I never taught you guys such an imbalance, right? Do you remember there are rules to areas of values and imbalances? Those of you who've done the course, right? So this is great. It's a beautiful setup, right? Markets just roll through, but here's a clean supply. Nothing could touch it, right? And there's a clean supply. So we want to trade this imbalance now on Dogecoin, right? So on Dogecoin, you really want to be careful. I mean, this is, by the way, if you're holding any Doge, this was good money, right? Some people I know in the senior traders program took profits and did some stuff with that money, right? You guys spend money on wild things, but in any case, while I am definitely looking for sells across the crypto space, this is not a bad idea. All right, this is not a bad idea. This is not a bad idea. It's a risky idea, and it actually might not even work. If you start looking at the higher time frames, the imbalance is a bit off. Let's do this. I'm on the weekly time frame. I'm moving the wrong way in terms of my multiple time frame analysis, but I just want to quickly see something here. Yeah, this is it's a risky buy. Let me put it that way. But in a beautiful bullish world, you know, that's a beautiful setup, right? So markets literally use the Twitter news and fly back into a supply. Supply, yes, supply. This is a bearish engulfing pattern. There we go. Yeah, definitely clean supply. Markets can't break the supply. Markets are falling, right? So I would take a risk here, but this type of risk, just be very careful, right? Otherwise, as an investor in your cold wallet, I would buy more Dogecoin. Proportionally, it's a meme coin, it's a toy, it's not real, but it's got a crazy community, right? So that's all you want, right? Somewhere here, like at 6 cents, like $100, I don't know, $100 US. You guys, how much money you guys spend on rice and taking other people's daughters to expensive restaurants and whatever you guys do with your money? I don't know. I know you don't buy courses that financially empower you. I know that for sure. Trust me, I know, right? But whatever $100 is in South Africa, $100 is about 1,700 rand. This is, I don't think that the party Joe spends less than this. They spend more than this, right? If you put $100 and you bought Dogecoin for, how much is it today? Oh, so it's about 8 cents, right? Between 8 cents and 6 cents. And if you got lucky, let's call it luck, because this is a meme coin, and you got lucky, and during the bull market and the halving and all things right in crypto, and this thing came back all the way to 80 to almost $1, because that's what the community wants, $1. They want $1. From 8 cents to $1. Do you understand how many percent that is? Let me tell you. From 8 cents to $1, that type of growth would be 1,100%. It's not financial advice, but neither is spending all your money on dumb stuff, right? But you do it anyways, right? So you don't need me to tell you what to buy and what to buy. You already know how to waste your money. I'm simply saying, you heard me. Moving on, right? So no sells on Dogecoin. I like the idea of buying down there, and I will give it a break. Cardano. This is probably one of the most toxic communities out there. You know, if you follow their stuff, like, so it's almost like a, you know, a cult. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a good broker where I normally read price. I don't know why I can't find other USD. This is Cardano, all right? Those of you know Cardano, there we go. Cardano is an interesting project, right? You know, literally, you know, catching a beautiful beating. Its all-time high was never above $2 US, which is something I find very attractive. If they can fix a couple of things during a bull market, this will do very well. It didn't do that great in the previous bull market. You can see there's no flow. Governing time frame still falling, weekly time frame still falling. There's nothing. There's really nothing to do. Right, we don't know where the bottom is, but we can anticipate that, you know, as long as conditions in the markets are bearish, things will continue that way. You see how the first top 10, this is not, by the way, my top 10 coins are not like I just chose them randomly. These are currently the top 10 coins. We've done Bitcoin, we've done Ethereum. I skipped the stable coins, Tether and USD. I'll tell you why in a different video. BNB, which is what we just finished right now, which was, you know, another Binance version. I'm not worried about this because it's a BNB stable. Then we did XRP, then we did Doge. So doing coin number 9 in the top 10, which is Cardano, right? This is literally where we are. Then I said we're going to do Polygon and Polkadot, and then we're going to call it a day with Shiba and OKB, right? So this is interesting. Look, same pattern here, right? But we know for a fact that there isn't a bottom. So I would be looking here for Cardano, right? If something was to pump price there, I'll be very interested in selling, personally. If something was to pump price there, I'll be interested in selling. The problem with Cardano is we don't know. We don't know. There is no bottom, right? We don't know, right? So trail stop your profits is probably a very good rule to use. Trail stop your profits is a very good rule because there's really no previous demand to catch price. These are altcoins that are just waiting for Bitcoin to recover, and then they start to recover. All right. Next we've got Matic or Polygon. I'm a big fan, big fan of this, and I'm a big investor in this type of stuff. Not financial advice. I'm just telling you that I am a big fan. I can't find my charts, don't want to waste time, and this is what you want to see. Look at this. Again, it's a bear market, right? You remember the Binance effect? Look at this, 2 cents. Those of you who know, if you know in Wealth in 3 Years program, we spoke about this. This is a buy. Look where it is. Look at the all-time high of crypto markets, right? Go to $3. Look where it is today. It's literally sitting here at about 83 cents, right? That's a big chunk, but it's definitely not trying to come down there. Look at this here, slight demand, right? So as an investor, this is an easy thing to do. As a trader, just check your levels very carefully, right? So on the weekly time frame, we can see we've got one nice order filled. We've got a lower demand there, ready to catch price if it needs to, right? That's interesting. It's almost like you shall not pass. And that's a weekly demand, so we know it's actually quite a big deal. Let me clean this area. And I should try and separate this from investing and trading. It's just that I can't help it when I see good projects, right? But, investing content should be for those of you in the Wealth in 3 Years program, right? So I'll try to tame my excitement. I apologize, right? But here we go. Here we've got a supply here on the weekly time frame, right? So now we want to see how far price will go. I would really take these 2 boundaries seriously as ranges to which how far price can go. And when we start to drill down to lower time frames, really consider that, right? There's something cooking here. We shall see if it will hold, right? But on the daily time frame, all right. Let's quickly find the FTX saga. Wait, where's the 6th of November? You see that all price arrived at a supply on the 6th of November as well, and then kind of like dropped and quickly recovered, and then it's been slightly dropping ever since, right? So that's interesting, right? It's not like a flat bottom out. I feel like Bitcoin will always be crucified in general for these false projects, right? Bitcoin is the only thing that really cracked a big bottom, but we expected that to happen. Right, so if price was to land here, this to me, an asset 365 is called glass effect, right? Not a good area for price to land. So we really want to see something like this. We really want to see something like this. And this would be, those of you who are cowboys and you want to buy, this would be a short-term buy. Be very careful. You need to stop at the next available real supply, right? As price is falling, if it creates anything. Right now, in terms of supplies, it would be nice if prices to come there, and if it did, that would be my target. If you decide to do something different, for example, find yourself H4 supplies, I will still maintain this demand as a target. Get out of your cells when you get to that area. Don't hold it past that area. I don't know if you'll enjoy the ride back. This is what H4 looks like on that slide. I can see here we've got a fresh supply on the H4 time frame. So that's quite helpful. All right, I think that's quite helpful. Just be very careful there with the stop loss hunts and higher previous weeks. But markets have really created an equal highs. Remember in the day trader series here, there's a video in there where I teach you guys on how to read liquidities, right? So not all of them. There's a basic one, right? Most liquidity stuff is in module 3, right? But there's a basic liquidity program. My internet is hella slow today, right? That I teach you guys how to read somewhere in that playlist. I thought I was going to open the playlist and it opened the whole video. Somewhere here, right there, beginner's guide to liquidity reading, right? This video here, beginner's guide to liquidity reading. this is a very good video to go back to understand how they put traps in the markets, etc., etc. Right? So please check that out, because when I'm looking at Polygon, I can see here we've got a nice set of equal highs, right, that have just presented themselves there. All right, and so this supply becomes more attractive to me because of that, right? We've got a demand that's been tapped once and most likely twice. All right, so by blind faith and more bad news, even though this looks like a very stubborn project, you want this and then that, right? Something like that with Polygon. That's what I'm thinking. Polkadot, like I said, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but when a CEO leaves a project, most of the time that project does not do well, right? After a CEO leaves, after .CEO leaves, or a crypto project, generally speaking, the brains and the visionary, when they leave, the project, the community loses faith in the project, right? So Polkadot is not really something you want to hold, I think, long term. You can see we are very much now looking like Bitcoin here, trying to get close to the bottom. And if you have faith in it, good for you. If you don't, I would sell. You can see on the governing time frame here, we've got supply upon supply, weekly time frame, supply upon supply, daily time frame. You know what to do, man. Supply upon supply, right? So you'd want to take something needs to move all these prices up. I don't know what it will be. Need another fake out maybe, and then boom. All right. So that's what I'm looking for Polkadot. And then second last token is Shiba. Right. And those of you who are waiting for the investment idea that I said I was going to give you guys, I'm going to give it to you guys, in a few minutes. But please note, in general, these videos are just for trading setups. If you want long-term investment calls, join the Wealth in 3 Years program. But I got so excited when I found out about this project. I thought, let me share it in today's video. And then, yeah, we shall see it. Remember, this is all for those of you who want trading signals for crypto markets next year. We'll be doing a lot of these for free, on the channel, but the program is called Back to the Future with Crypto Trading. We'll be doing this on the exchanges. We're going to use small capital. I'm going to teach you how to grow it. It's going to be great. But let's first, I want you to see for yourself how simple this stuff is, right? Or at least reading this stuff anyways. Right, so this is Shiba Inu. Just like, Dogecoin, like really, this is even cheaper, right? This is cheaper, and I think for me, double riskier, right? So we've got no real bottom except for what price appears to be, where price appears to be. But you can imagine how cheap this thing is. I mean, last year, $1 in Shiba that made multi-millionaires, price wasn't even remotely close to a significant price, right? Price was still in 0.00000 something dumb, right? So I don't know if this will ever get to $1. I think it's practically impossible. I remember us doing the mathematics. It's very impossible, but this is fun to trade, or fun to the pumps are incredibly fun if you're into that kind of stuff, right? But Shiba has kind of like arrived at its cycle, right? In a perfect bear market, with the perfect logical community, this project needs to be scrapped, right? There's nothing, right? The bear market crashed it, because this is literally by May, June 2022 this year, with interest rates, all that stuff, it was done. It was done, went in a demand and went back up. Now, if we pull out Fibonacci's, you'll know that this is probably a PCP area, right? A potential continuation pattern to the downside. Let's pull up a fib, like a 0.22% or the 30-something% maybe. I don't know. Or is this correct? Yeah, it is. Okay. Not really. Right, so you can see all the way up there. So, okay, cool. I was wrong about that. But how much money do you think one could make if it was to just pump to this level? Right, that would be incredible. If you're invested, right? If you just put $100, your $100 could go to zero. Zero. This is not financial advice. I'm just saying, if you have extra cash because you're a good trader and you got extra cash and you just want to see what happens, put $100 and wait to see. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised, because for price to pump all the way to that potential continuation pattern where price should collapse and fall again from where it is today, price needs to move about 176%. That's good. It's good cash. But yeah, you do the math on compound interest. You do the math. You do the math. Right. So right now, and I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just simply wondering if price is going to ever make it back to its PCP area, which is somewhere here. Right, that's the PCP area right there. Okay, up there. beautiful imbalance, etc., etc. So we shall see, and that's on weekly, and then on the daily time frame with this area here, which I wish I was watching. I wish I started this program earlier, because this is a beautiful trade into a supply, straight all the way down to a demand, and our price is doing some interesting stuff, consolidating sideways, blah blah blah, right? So got a similar effect. I mean, somewhere here maybe, right? So most is it me, or is it a lot of these cryptos need some type of good news? They need to be pumped up, then drop again. To me, that's what it looks like, all right? So this would be better for Shiba, and a lot of them, right? And the last token for the day, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, is OKBusdt. I don't know if we're going to find it on the Binance exchange. I struggled yesterday, but just wanted to show you what I saw. You know, price is doing quite well. It's actually quite a strong project. Yes, I am technically thinking about buying into it. I'm not at the moment. I own nothing on this token, right? If I do, it'll be part of my wealth in 3 years financial notes. I need to do the research. So how it works is I look at the developers, the community, the long term, the utility value, the users, adoption rate. There are a lot of things I put into consideration before I tell people what to invest in, which is what I'm investing in from an educational perspective in the wealth in 3 years. So this is one of the things I'm eyeing, right? I've sent out emails, I asked questions, I'm just waiting for a couple of responses. But you can see it's literally gone back to its all-time high. It's like, wait a minute, we're in a bear market, right? Like, what is going on? What's so powerful about this project that you're literally defying, BTC dominance, right? It's literally gone back to its all-time high. It's like, okay, not exactly, but you know what I mean, like, the highest it ever got to was last year May, which was about $43 US, but then market then bottomed out, created a peak supply, and the highest that was about $33 US. And right now today price is at $20, right? Most of these crypto tokens are all the way down. So is this one of those super pumped and super dumb, which I don't think it is? Why is this project so strong, right? So it's here because it's part of our top 10 years, but also because I'm interested in fishing, if it's a good time to throw in a couple of, US dollars to this token and move to my cold wallet. I need to find out. In terms of trading, we're inside the supply. There's no point in buying in the spot market because we're inside the supply. And previously when we touch the supply, price does drop. We can see that for a fact. This is now monthly supply inside, and there's a weekly supply inside here. We could even draw daily supplies, but out of time, I am just going to pop in some horizontal lines like that. All right, and you can see we haven't arrived at a fresh supply there, right? So maybe it'll be prudent to wait for price to arrive here and then shoot your shot and sell. Although this is also very much a possibility where price might come into this, last attempt to drop here like that, which is where price is gonna be by tomorrow, give or take. I'm making this video on a Sunday. All right, so and then our price targets for trading should be somewhere here for now, right? And then you play it by ear, right? 365, man. Well, thank you for getting to the end of this video, guys. I really want to quickly talk to you guys about this token. I am excited. It is crazy. It is insane. I am buying. I'm buying. I'm telling you now that I've told you, come Monday morning, I am buying. I'm buying. I'm buying. I'm buying. I'm buying. I'm buying ICP USD. It is absolutely a good idea. Internet, computer, computerization, right? This project is currently at about almost $4 US. There's a lot of good things out there. The developers are on fire. It's done nothing but follow, the trend of the bear market. But imagine at opening, this thing was worth $600 US per token, $600 US per token. And if we're right, I don't know if we are, if we're right, the journey to $4 all the way back to $600, just so we can get back to our previous value, is exciting, right? Do I think it's going to drop a bit more? Absolutely. I think as long as Bitcoin has not completed its 4-year cycle, November, December, January, we're going to see maybe one more down leg. Then we're going to see a lot of motion up and down with each supply. But come crypto market bull run 2024, you want to be in a place where you can say you made 18,000% returns on this asset if it does well. Not financial advice, but this is the token I am pouring a little bit of money into, right? $1,000 in this baby here. If I lose it, I lose it, right? That's me. You could put 100, you could 50, you could put nothing and just like and subscribe. That's what you could do too. But I did promise you guys a long-term investment call that I want to make, and it is this Internet Computer. Extremely good project. You can look it up. It will be probably also in my latest Wealthy in 3 Years program that's dropping at the end of this month, November, beginning of December, because there's a lot going on here. And I really think with FTX out of the way, FTX actually blocked this project. By the way, they destroyed it on their futures. Like I said, I can tell you all the dirt on FTX. I literally found this project while investigating FTX. So this was what FTX shut down a lot of competitive projects with better technology, better on-site than them. And what they'll do is they will destroy them on the futures market first. So this project never had a chance. But to start off at $600 and still be pushing and waiting to wait out the bear market is incredible. And with FTX gone, I have a sneaky feeling ICP is going to climb up, and a beautiful climb it will. Not financial advice. My name is Leroy James Maisiri. I appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe. That's for free. Check out my day trader series. Also, market information for free. I will be dropping weekly forex stocks and indices also for free. On Tuesdays, I'll be teaching you guys basic technical analysis stuff moving forward on this channel. Very short videos, also for free. But if you want the advanced stuff, then check out the links down below. The top 3 links are Wealthy in 3 Years program for long-term investing in the crypto markets, the supply and demand course, which I really think everybody should get on, right? There is nothing annoying as sitting in front of money and not knowing how to decode it, right? It's literally there in front of you. I'm not special. Everyone can do it. It's just not hard. It's new information, a new way to view the markets. What else? Oh, and if you want help, you can buy your own hard wallets wherever you want to buy them, but I can't vouch for every single different make and type of hardware. But if you want to use what we use at 365, then the link is down below to order yourself a crypto hard wallet, and we'll deliver it to your doorstep, right? 365, shake my hand. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments. See you next time. Peace.